Imagine you have a trading strategy, right? Let's say you need a buy signal from the super trend indicator, plus you need the price to close above the 200 EMA, and you want the MACD histogram to be green, all at the same time before you take a long trade. Normally, you'd have to manually check all three things on every single candle, which can take hours. But what if an indicator could do that checking for you and just give you one signal when everything lines up? Well, this video is all about an indicator that does exactly that. It's called the DIY Custom Strategy Builder by ZPIAB. It lets you bundle together those indicators, like our super trend, EMA, and MACD example, and automatically spits out buy and sell signals when all their conditions align. It's designed to save you a ton of screen time and works across different markets like stocks, Forex, crypto, or futures. We're going to dive into what this thing is and how you can use it. If you find this helpful, definitely smash that like button. Now, to get this indicator onto your chart, you'll first want to head over to TradingView, which is the platform I'm using here. If you're not signed up yet, there's a link down in the description to help you out. Once you're on TradingView, load up whatever market and time frame you're interested in. It works well on various time frames like the 5-minute, 15-minute, 1-hour, or even 4-hour charts. Then, click on the Indicators button up top and type in DIY Custom Strategy Builder. You're looking for the one created by ZPIAB. Go ahead and click to add it to your chart. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the powerful DIY Custom Strategy Builder indicator. Think of it as your personal trading strategy toolkit. It packs over 40 well-known indicators into one place, letting you mix and match them, just like our example, to build your own custom automated strategy, taking the manual work out of checking multiple confirmations and helping to declutter your charts. So, when you look at this indicator, the main things you'll see are the clear buy and sell signals that pop up right on your price chart. These signals are the core output, telling you when your specific combination of indicator rules has been met. But it also adds some other visual aids directly through its settings. You'll notice it can plot helpful things like supply and demand zones and even market session times, giving you extra market context. A really cool feature is the automatic candle coloring. You'll see green candles when bullish momentum is picking up, red candles when bearish momentum is strong, and gray candles when the market is consolidating or chopping sideways. This is super useful because, naturally, a buy signal appearing on a green candle probably has a better chance than one on a red candle, and vice versa for sell signals. Quick tip: you might want to go into your main TradingView chart settings and hide the regular candle bodies and wicks. It just makes the indicator's colored bars much easier to see. You'll also often see a little dashboard table, usually tucked away in a corner, which neatly lists the indicators in your strategy and uses check marks or crosses to show if each one is aligned on the current candle close. Let's peek into the settings, because that's where we build our strategy and customize the visuals. Remember our example with the super trend, a 200 EMA, and the MACD? Let's stick with that to show how it works. In the Strategy Builder section, you first select your leading indicator. For our strategy, we choose super trend from the dropdown. Then, we select our confirmation indicators. We need the EMA and the MACD. So, we find the EMA option, enable it, and set its length to 200. Then, we scroll down and find the MACD option and enable the right condition, like a crossover or histogram state. We'd keep the standard MACD settings for this example, but you can tweak the parameters for almost every indicator included if needed. Once super trend, EMA, and MACD are selected, our strategy is programmed. Of course, the power here is the flexibility. You have a huge list of over 40 indicators for both leading and confirmation roles, including things like Ichimoku, BX Trender, WADA Atar Explosion, Range Filters, ADX, RSI, Stochastics, and many more, so you can create all sorts of combinations. There's also an important setting called Signal Expiry. By default, it might be set to something like 3 candles. This means if your leading indicator, super trend in our case, gives a signal, the builder will wait up to 3 more candles for the confirmations, EMA and MACD, to agree. If they don't align within that window, no signal is printed, which helps filter out weaker or delayed setups. You can often set this to 1 if you want everything to align on the exact same candle. Finally, there's the switchboard section. This is separate from the strategy logic but controls what you see. Here you can toggle on or off visual plots for up to 14 different included tools like EMAs, So we turn on our 200 EMA line here. Support resistance levels, those supply-demand zones we mentioned, parabolic SAR, liquidity zones, market sessions, and more, all without adding tons of separate indicators to your chart. Alright, so how do you actually trade using the setup we configured with Supertrend, 200 EMA, and MACD? It's really streamlined now. Since we programmed those rules into the DIY custom strategy builder, we just watch for the signals it generates. When you see a buy signal appear, that's your confirmation. It means on that candle's close, the Supertrend flipped bullish, the price closed above our 200 EMA, and the MACD met our bullish condition. All checks passed automatically. Now here's where those extra visual cues come in handy as good practice. When you get that buy signal, glance at the candle color. Ideally, you want it to be green, confirming that upward momentum. You could also check the context using the overlaid supply and demand zones from the switchboard. Is the signal happening near a demand zone where buyers might be expected? That could add confidence. Once you decide to enter, a common approach is to place your stop loss just below the recent swing low. For your take profit, you might aim for at least 1.5 times your risk, a 1 to 1.5 risk-to-reward ratio. And consider moving your stop loss to break even once the price moves in your favor by a 1-to-1 ratio. This helps protect your capital. For a bearish setup using our Supertrend EMA MACD rules, you'd wait for the sell signal. When it appears, check that candle color. Ideally, it should be red, showing bearish pressure. Is the signal occurring near an overlaid supply zone where sellers might step in? That adds context. For the trade management, place your stop loss just above the recent swing high. Aim for a take profit of 1.5 times your risk or more, and think about moving that stop to break even at 1R. Remember, this Supertrend EMA MACD combo is just one example. You could build completely different strategies, maybe something faster for day trading using indicators like BX Trender, combined with range filters and WADA Atar explosion. The process remains the same. Configure, wait for the signal, check context, and manage the trade. So, to wrap things up, the DIY Custom Strategy Builder is a really flexible and powerful tool. It lets you combine tons of different indicators into one cohesive system to generate custom buy and sell signals based on your rules, potentially saving you a lot of time and screen clutter. The visual overlays like candle coloring and zones add valuable context right on your chart. By choosing your own combination of leading and confirmation indicators from the huge list available, you can really tailor it to your specific trading style and the market you're trading. Just remember, this is not financial advice. The strategies you build, including the example we walked through, are based purely on technical indicators. It's super important that you do your own backtesting and add your own analysis, whether that's price action, chart patterns, fundamentals, or whatever else fits your approach, before risking any real money. If you found value in this video, remember to leave a like, or even better, consider subscribing to stay tuned for more content like this. Thanks for watching. See you next time.